right, it's 8:45. Our next guest was a Missouri Tiger. He went on to be a first-round draft pick of the Dallas Cowboys, then worked for the CIA, now works for the university, and is voice of your Missouri Tigers, Howard Richards. Howard, you are powered by Scott's Power Equipment, online at scottspower.com. Good morning, Howard.
Good morning, McGraw. Good morning, Kelly.
Good morning.
Before we talk about the big win last week against Idaho, I know you've been busy with the JFK files, being a CIA operative that you were. I have yet to find your name in any of the documents I've read, but can you just give us a little heads up? When do you come into this CIA story?
Well, you've heard of redaction.
Yes.
You'll never see my name.
All right. That's how high up you were. There you go. You were so big, your name has been redacted from the JFK files. Good to know.
In fact, there's a whole page of redaction.
And you know what? They're really smart because when you hold it up to the light, you still can't see the name on there.
Exactly.
All right. There you go. Your team got healthy last weekend.
Man, what a turnaround. Of course, playing Idaho was a team that Missouri should have won, but they came out and took care of business. And they played pretty well in all phases of the game. Special teams, we got a punt return back for a touchdown. I mean, that was big. That was big for the confidence of this team. And it was big for a surge moving into the second half of the season where they've got to win, at least 5 games in order to qualify for a bowl game.
Yeah. You're right, and we talk about confidence all the time, and I think confidence in a football team is probably the most important thing, because when a team has confidence, they can beat anybody, but if they don't have confidence, they can't beat anybody.
No, you're exactly right, and they got some momentum coming out of the Idaho game. Offensively, the momentum has started to move upward, and I think that they're playing with a lot more confidence. If you can play with confidence, as you mentioned, you really increase your chances of winning. The defense played very well last week, too. Minus 174-yard run. I think that Idaho only rushed the ball. If you take that run away, only about 8 to 10 yards total on the ground.
Yeah.
So that's a big improvement for this team. They still need to avoid or eliminate giving up big plays on defense. And
how was the practice game at in the Sprint Center against KU?
It was outstanding. I had the good fortune to be there. The facility was packed. It was energetic. And I think people were really surprised by what they saw from this Missouri Tigers team. It's a young team, 3 freshman starters, playing against an experienced KU team that had played 4 exhibitions in Europe already this summer. So you're looking the elite and the up-and-coming team. And for Missouri to be ahead at halftime and really have a chance to win this basketball game was incredible. They missed, I think, 8 or 9 free throws and didn't defend well in the paint, but those are really correctable things, and I know that those are the items that this team is working on going forward. It's a good test for Missouri before it opens up against Iowa State on November 10th.
Yeah, a lot of excitement with that basketball program. All right, what do we know about Connecticut?
Well, they're a team that trying to find its way. Had a nice win last week against Tulsa. Quarterback likes to sling it. He's having his best year. The first 2 years he struggled. Missouri faced him 2 years ago in a 9-6 offensive battle, and he didn't have his best day, but he's playing a lot more aggressively, with a lot more confidence too. So I expect him to try to sling the ball around, but I think for Missouri on offense, it'll be a good opportunity to test their cornerbacks. They pretty much have all freshmen, 3 freshmen out of 4 starting in their secondary. So look for Drew Lock to try to exploit and push the ball downfield again.
What time's the game?
5:30.
5:30. So 3:30 pregame here on the Big 550 KTRS. All right, last question for you, Howard Richards. When did you start working for the CIA?
Around 1990, sometime in 1990.
Oh,
See, he
1990.
can't say exactly.
I was going to say, yeah.
Brad.
Sometime
That's
between
secret.
19.
That's because I can't remember.
Yeah. Sometime, that's because they gave you some type of truth serum. That's what they do in the CIA. Sometime between 1842 and 1991, our next guest started working for the CIA. Howard, good job. You're always welcome here. You sound great on the radio, and we'll talk to you next week.
Appreciate it, guys. Have a